There's no better way to start than to just start. So, hi, hello, and welcome to episode 1 of my Spiteful Positivity podcast. And I am Andrea, of Authentic Andrea, as you've all seen on Instagram. I've decided to start my own podcast because of all the years when I was working in hospitality of giving people life advice, giving strangers life advice. I've decided why not just put it all into one place and you can come revisit it and share the message with your friends. So, all right, let's get started. Obviously, authentic Andrea, authenticity. There's an ant on me. I don't know if that's a sign. Is that a good sign? Okay, well, it is now. Anyways, that's a sign to not play small. I'm going to leave this in as it is. It's obviously happening for a reason. So, I am a transformational wellness coach. For those of you who do know me, know that I'm always talking about positivity and changing the way you think about things and eat healthier. And that's just what I love to do. I love showing people how that they're not broken and that, if you're looking for a better life and you hate the way your life is, the change starts from inside. It starts from the way that you think about yourself, the things you don't know about yourself. So that's pretty much what this podcast is going to be all about. It's my personal story, my journey, my daily revelations, thoughts that I have, and a lot of the time I call myself Revelation Station, because I'm like, now I know why this and this. Now I understand why people do this. Like one that I have just discovered yesterday of why authenticity is such a hype at the moment. Like, because I was thinking, why? Why is it that all of a sudden everyone is all about authenticity? What is it that people are craving? And I've got the answer for you. To be authentic is to live in your truth, to have clarity who you are. And it's real. It's not fake. It's not perfect. It's not perfectly curated. I forgot that I can move this hand. But authenticity. Why is it that we're all about this at the moment? Why is it such a hype across the collective? So, speaking of collective, before I get started, like I said, this is my personal beliefs, my way of perceiving the world. So if you don't resonate with anything, I'm not here to argue. You can scroll on and namaste the frick away from me. Thank you and amen, because I'm not here to argue with anyone. These are my thoughts, and if you like them, great. If you don't, great. So, authenticity is, if you think about the rise of AI, right, where everything is fake and curated, photos, videos, documents, emails, everything is AI. It's all fake, and we're not quite sure what's real and what's not. So that's point number 1. I'm just going to go out right out the gate with this. I had a whole script I was going to read off of, but I just want to get the message out there. Firstly, AI. Everything is fake. We don't know what else is fake. Secondly, our food is fake. Our water has got chemicals. Our toothpaste has got this. What is safe to eat anymore? We're not sure. Everything has a warning label. Like I said, we can't even just live a normal life without thinking, is this real? Is this true? Is this good for me? Is this not good for me? So actually, there's 3 things. So there's AI, which we don't know what's real or not. Our food and everything that we've been told by the media, the government, all that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm one of those people. We don't know what's real or not. And then thirdly, we are so tired of the belief systems that we have grown up believing. I can't be rich because I come from a poor family. For myself, example, I couldn't do a bodybuilding show because I have the wrong genetics. It's shit like that I'm also tired of going, you know what? I've grown up with these beliefs. I no longer resonate with them. I don't like them. They're not doing me any good. It was good up until a point to listen to parents, schooling, whatever, society. I don't want to do that anymore. So again, we're going deeper. So what's true for me? This is just my thoughts. So tie that all together, and this is why we're all on a search for authenticity, to not just in other people, but you can't search for authenticity in someone else if you don't have it yourself. You have to become it. You have to become one. for you to have it in your life. As I said earlier, being a transformational coach, the start of change comes from within. Your internal world is what you're seeing on the outside. So, like, I've got a friend who I've been chatting to, and it's like, we're not seeing the results on the outside that we want for our new businesses. And it's because we're learning, okay, so people don't value us, perceived, therefore we don't value ourselves. But the shift comes in when you listen. My thoughts are all over the place. This is my first episode. Leave me alone. It's going to get better when time goes on. What I say has value. It has a point, I promise, if you just listen. So by experiencing not finding value from other people for what we do, we are learning to value ourselves regardless of what other people think and believe of us. Tell me if you would like to go further into that. Tell me if you want me to go into more details. Yeah, it's fine in theory, but to actually know this as wisdom, as something that you experience and embody, completely separate things. And this is where I want to do the podcast. So when you're feeling these ways and you're going, I'm lost, I'm stuck, I'm resentful, I don't have clarity of direction, I have this wealth of wisdom and knowledge from my whole 30 years of being on this planet. 30, that's all. And I had to go through some things. I didn't have the worst life. Listen, I'm not saying like, I've been through hell and back. I've been through hell and back emotionally. But from the experiences that I've had, I've learned that I chose to work through them, overcome them, being like, oh, I'm having this situation, but if I do this, I can make it through. And then I can share it with you, lovely people. Because the one thing I love to do is to help other people see their life differently, as I said earlier. That is my passion, that is my dream, is because I always thought there was something wrong with me. I thought my genetics were wrong. I thought, I was overweight. I'll get more into my life story as we carry on, but I was quite severely overweight for most of my life. And I believed I couldn't have a boyfriend. I couldn't find true love. I couldn't go to the beach. I couldn't do things because of my weight. And just hating myself for all those years, it was horrible. And I felt so alone. So by sharing these messages, by connecting with people and telling someone, hey, listen, you're not broken. You're just having a human experience, because our brains are pretty shitty. All they want to do is protect us. So even from simple things that we want to change within our lives, that's one I'm going to definitely get into. Like, why is change so difficult for us? If you want to see that episode next, drop a comment, please. Let me know if there's any topics that I cover here in this episode today, and one sticks out for you that you specifically want to hear, put it down below. Or the most popular one, theme. I'll do my next episode on that. Oh, by the way, I plan to do these weekly. So it's just going to be me sharing my thoughts, any revelations that I've had, or client calls that I've had that were pretty profound, because I love when that happens. I love when I get to shift it with someone and I go, oh my gosh, like, more people need to hear this message. And again, it all comes down to, I know I've probably jumped so many topics by now. Again, bear with me. Going all off script, being authentic, because to be authentic for me was to stop the people pleasing, stop hating myself. You won't change or make lasting change through hating yourself. Let me put it that way. It has to come through love and acceptance of myself. I literally all my life was waiting for someone else to see my worth, for parental figures to see my worth, or to, you know the feeling. You know the feeling. And all this time, it all came from me. I had to love and accept myself. I had to show myself the love that I never received. And it's not down to my parents' fault. This is where your understanding, my guy, understanding of other people makes such a huge difference. And you're going to see that life doesn't happen to you, happens for you. Dude, I have got so many life stories and like little rabbit holes of thought that I cannot wait to get through to you. But I'm going to be keeping these short and sweet to begin with. Okay, let's start with one here. how do you know if you are not living authentically to your truth? Because just because something feels right for you right now doesn't mean that is the truth. That is your ultimate truth. Because you've grown up believing, hang on. I've got the perfect story. I love to tell the story when explaining what authenticity means and like how to see it in your life, how it plays out. Say, for example, you grow up in a family that only eats vanilla ice cream. It's a world run by ice cream. Wonderful. And your family eats vanilla ice cream. Your parents, the whole generation line, they all eat vanilla. Wonderful. You grow up, you like it. It's great. It's tasty. We do it all the time. And then you go to school. And then you start seeing that there's other people. You go into the world, school, whatever you want to think, however you want to do this. And you see that there's people eating, or you discover that like not everyone eats vanilla ice cream. There is strawberry, chocolate, bubblegum, mint, there's some Nutella, Napoleon, whatever, Robin Raisin, all the different flavors. And you're going, oh, wow, I didn't realize that there were so many different flavors. There's so many ways to enjoy ice cream. So you try a little bit all across the board. And as you grow up, you realize, I love vanilla. Vanilla's great, but like me, I'm a chocolate girly. So no hate, no shame to my family, my parents for raising me on vanilla. But when you eat vanilla, I'm going to eat chocolate. The end. That's being authentic to you and your truth. You're not shaming anyone. You're not going, hey, you didn't me. Like, how can you force me? It's none of that. No, don't want to get people to start shouting at everyone. Like, don't force me to eat ice cream or whatever. Like, you're fine, babes. But to get back to what I'm saying, authenticity is like, that is, you grew up believing that there was just vanilla. So maybe you still are living with truths and beliefs now, and you're going, well, that's just the way the world works. It's just vanilla ice cream. And then you have to open up yourself to other experiences, other ways of seeing things, perceptions. I know, I'm sorry, it's a rickety chair. I don't know if it's going to hold, but we'll find out. Stay tuned to see how long this chair holds. So silly. So yes, so when you're not living authentically, you have resentment for the people around you. Oh, they're always making me go to these family gatherings, or there's resentment at work, because it's something that you're forced to do and you don't want to be there. Okay, we all don't like work, don't get me wrong. But what else is there? Like saying yes when you want to say no. That's not being authentic. There's ways in which you can marry the two, but I'll get to that a little bit later on. Baby steps. Lack of clarity, feeling stuck, all these things where you're just living a life that doesn't feel like yours. You're not living authentically. You're going through the motions. You are a victim and a slave to your life and the circumstances around you. If you're waiting for someone to come and save you, it's a sign that you don't have authority in your life. Find your truth. What is your truth? What do you like? What do you don't like? And this is what I do with my clients when I start sessions with them. We go, okay, what is the end goal? Okay, here you are in today's world. Where do you want to be? What is that dream that you want to reach? Ooh, I've got another story. I've got another one. I did this recently on Instagram, and you know what? I thought it was a really cool video. I thought it was such a cool way to describe, again, authenticity and like finding your power. Need to breathe. Okay, so if you want to figure out how to get your superpower or what the storyline looks like, if you want to go from victim mentality to your main character energy, bro, you got to think of yourself as a Disney princess. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can sing with the chipmunks every morning when you wake up, by all means, but just listen. So I have been enjoying Disney movies somewhat recently. I'm not a big fan, usually wasn't always, but there's something about the happily ever after and the softness of it that I actually have been enjoying just to zone out. And then it hit me, and then I connected the dots, and I'm going, what is like the main theme with all of these? Yeah, I can't just watch a movie. I have to like psychoanalyze, and I'm just like, that's because there's trauma. Terrible. But it makes me good at my job. So, um, yeah, I was sitting there and I was realizing, all these Disney princesses, I'm just using it as a term, as a blanket term, but you get what I'm saying. They start out and some really bad situations happen to them, like a parent dies, they get trapped in a castle, it's just they're a slave, like Cinderella, like it's just a really crappy start to the story. And they have no power. They are seen and not heard. Yeah, seen and not heard. They just do what you're told. And then they have this dream. They have this dream that no one knows about, where they're gonna break free and they're gonna be found by the prince and happily ever after. Okay, so that's like their inside goal dream. They're living a life on the outside, but inside they know that they're meant for more. Then some shit happens and they break free and they go, you know what? Today's the day. By some chance, some miracle, they get this power and they make some shit happen. And then they go, wow, like all along the power was within me. And then from then they find their prince. Then they find the happily ever after. It's not like the prince was what saved them. It's they saved themselves from that situation. And then the love and the 10 of cups and everything that comes with it. Like they were waiting for the outside circumstances to change, but they changed from the inside first. So if you're in like a really shitty situation and it's like, oh, everything is miserable and I hate my life and everything, and like just sit there and go, okay, cool. But what is my Disney princess moment where I'm like, I'm gonna break free, and just do some wild shit. Okay, I'm like, don't rob a bank or something. It's because authentic Andrew told me to. No, I claim none of this. But do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, just really just sit and think about that. They had that power within them the whole time. And this is what I do with coaching clients as well. I don't have any special techniques or special tools to be like, ooh, it's only this magical lip ice. It's ooh, this is gonna save you. Like I don't sell that. I don't promote that. But by asking the right questions and creating a safe space for people to change and to sit with certain feelings that they didn't know that they had or that they've suppressed for a long time, that's where the magic happens. And I love seeing and hearing the transformation of going, I just stood up for myself and, the change came from me and I made the right choice. And, it literally just fires me up to see and hear people just from the questions or things that I've stated. And again, this is why a whole reason for the podcast, because, I'm not hoping to change millions overnight, but if I can help one person not feel alone while they're going through whatever they're going through, just to go, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. There's someone else who's experienced this. And look, I'm not where I want to be, ideally, right now. But I look back and I go, holy spinoonies, like I have come a hell of a long way. So showing up authentic, it's messy, it's scary. Hence why I've got a hoodie. This is one of the things I said, being authentic. Like I might be nervous to do my first podcast episode, but I know that this is a calling to be here to just get it done. And hoodies are a comfort thing for me. And this is what I say to people, like it's okay to be scared. Show up scared. Show up in a hoodie. This is my thing. It's really magical once you are like follow your guts, but also don't always follow your feelings. Again, authenticity. This is where you start to go, oh, this is what my intuition told me. It's like, no, sometimes your brain is just trying to save you. Our brains are so silly. Our brains don't like change. Anything that's new or unfamiliar, it's because our brains like to predict. That's what they're machines that are to predict outcomes, right? Because if you don't know what's around the corner, you're going to be on high alert, fight or flight. Does this sound familiar? So if you are ungrounded, if you do not have safety and security in yourself, being like, I know how to handle situations, your nervous system is going to constantly be on edge. Your cortisol, your adrenaline, all those hormones are going to be all over the place. So this is why we like to control things. This is why we like to go, okay, I know what's going to happen here because I know this, or I do this. I control the situation. But your brain, bless its heart, is like, say you want to join the gym. Let's use examples. And your brain's gonna, it's good for you. It's good for your longevity. It's good for your mental health, your physical health. And if you lift really heavy weights, then it's good for your emotional health. And they can't see if it's sweat or tears. Life hack. Follow and like for more. Listen, I'm just going to be silly. This is how I am. And this is how I do coaching. It's just professional, but I'm a goofy goober at heart. You want to go to the gym. It's good for you, and then your brain's going to go, oh, but it's expensive. Oh, but I mean, I have to get up every morning, and oh, do I need a coach? Am I even going to see results? That's those little is your brain trying to protect you from something that is unknown. It's a situation that's unfamiliar. You see? So, but you have to want to join the gym for a specific reason. I go every day because I have a goal, but also I was so overweight for all those years. I never did sports. I never used my body. I never enjoyed my body. Not feeling safe in this. Poor girl. So I love going to the gym because I'm I get to lift heavier things. I get to eat a lot of food and it goes to the right places. Here's another thing, bro. I've been eating. I was doing cardio and eating nothing for 2 months. And then I had a fever. And then I got attacked by a dog on both my hamstrings. Every wellness girl's freaking nightmare. I've recovered. I'm fine. So for 2 months, I was just doing light weights and cardio. And I ballooned. I was so chubby. I picked up so much, fat. And then recently, I've gotten back into the things. My boyfriend does my program. I do my eating plan. And I'm slimming down. And I'm eating more carbs. And I'm like, why is my body getting smaller? I've picked up weights. I'm closer. Do I even want to say this? I don't know. I'm closer to 80 kilos. But I will, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll show you the difference of what 80 kilos looked like last year versus what 80 kilos look like now. And I've had 3 people this week. It is Friday, so check what day it was. Be like, Andrew, you're looking great. You're slimming down. Are you cutting? And I'm like, the funny thing is I'm actually bulking right now. I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, eat your food. Oh, going to the gym. It's my first episode. Leave me alone. Yeah, I've now seen I need to lift weights for my body to be working well, because just doing light weights and cardio, my body was no, we're saving for the winter. And I'm like, no, we're not. Can we just, I was trying to cut and that didn't, it did the complete opposite effect, which is so strange. So now I'm not denying my body food. Controlled food, guys. I'm not telling you to go and eat everything and be like, oh, Andrea said it's going to make me thin. No, like I said, I do meal plans. I love nutrition. I love understanding how these science things work. And I can do my own program, but it's actually just nicer to have my boyfriend do it for me, because then he tells me that I'm a strong Greek goddess that has the strongest legs in the world. And I'm like, okay, fine. So again, finding the joy in things. That's another thing I will get to. I've got lots of ways and tips and tricks that I will be discussing on these podcasts going forward. I'm going to post every week. I'll be posting it and releasing it on a Friday. So I think that's a good place to end it off for my first one. Again, like, share, subscribe. Please, all over the place. Listen, bear with me. But being authentic, I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you think being authentic is. And what do you struggle with when it comes to being authentic? Do you understand now better what being authentic really means and why everyone is going crazy for it? So let me know down in the comments, and thank you for making it this far. This is the Spiteful Positivity Podcast, because authenticity isn't just a vibe, it's your superpower. Remember that. I'll see you guys next week.